No, no. Oh,
We
no.
ain't.
We're live now. What's
Oh,
up,
yeah.
everybody? All right, so that little treasure video was something sent to me by Cranky Stacker over on Instagram. He has another one he suggested. He's going to look for his book and find some more information on it. But I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of history there. I decided it's been suggested by a couple people get rid of the AI. So after AI said fortune and then fortune, I was like, bro,
Right?
I can just use my ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage. Gold Eagle. Bow chicka brown cow. But yeah, so I can just use that voice. All right, we got Marvin Huff in the house. We got Reg Lab. He was at the first in here.
What's
We
going,
got
guys?
Renee.
Renee.
Scrappy was supposed to be coming in. I don't know where he's at. I told him about it, but I ain't seen him. But yeah, excuse me.
Cranky's in the house.
Yeah,
DB.
speaking the Cranky Stacker. He says, got one from Kansas.
There you go. Yeah.
There's literally, and so for North Carolina, there's literally, I'm not even bullshitting, hundreds of different lost treasures in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
There's from colonial times all the way until Civil War times and beyond.
Let's find us some, man.
LAP coins.
Well-
How's it going?
LAP Coins has some amazing videos. Make sure you check out my buddy LAP Coins. He's got a lot of awesome different bullion and coins, Joe. That's a channel you'd like to check
Reg's
out.
got some wicked amethyst and artwork and
Oh.
stuff.
Yeah, Reg was putting that out on Instagram. I saw that
Yeah.
and I was like, man.
I don't know. You got some nice buckets.
Marvin Huff hunts them treasures every day. He's out there with the beep beep swinging machine.
Every
Marvin,
day?
what detector do you got?
Jealous Marvin.
But yeah. Well, we got a couple people in here. I'm going to play the intro and get safe real quick. And there are, yeah, so like Cranky said, there's lots of sites in Kansas and Missouri, really like Virginia. New York has hidden treasures. Florida, all along the treasure coast from
Canada.
Florida all the way up to Virginia. And then next week's treasure is going to be something Canadian.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that was lost in Canada. That's going to be the premiere video next week before we go.
Something I've been.
And Marvin has a Deus too. All right, I got to scroll back.
Yeah, something
The
was
load of Amos that came in dropped my jaw to the
nickel
floor.
Travis ever made.
Huh?
The first nickel Travis ever made was lost in Canada.
And we got Hobo Rob. That's right. And then we got Hobo Rob in the house. All right, so here's tonight's intro. It's all about you.
Gold fever got me on high, spinning my head with that look in my eye. Gold fever out of time, gonna get gold rich before I die. This is the promised land. By the end of the day, there'll be gold in my hand.
What you find, don't tip the scale. Don't you know we done ain't for sale?
Been down every mine in this town before. Ain't nothing here but iron ore.
Oh Lord, heard that before. In my whole damn life I've never been so poor.
Oh, gold fever got me on high, spinning my head with that look in my eye. Gold fever out of time, gonna get gold rich before I die.
Whoa! All right, we got 10 people in here. Smash that thumbs up. He said there was 6 when he said it. Now there's 10. Get to smashing. I will say that quite a few. Look at that lightning. I will say that quite a few people are watching on TVs, so they got to go onto their phones and hit the buttons and all that. We got Hillbilly Samurai in the house. We got Miss Mary. We got Telka Detector.
You talking?
We got all kinds of awesome
Larry,
people.
how's it going?
So, I'm a part
Camera
of
back.
a website called treasurehunters.net, and it covers the world. Cranky actually sent me a link to that website about this treasure, and I thought it was funny. Um, if if you want to find out about treasure in your area, you're like, oh, there's no missing treasure, there's no lost treasure. There is. Like, go on treasurehunter.net, search your area, and you would be surprised at the variety of potential for finding treasure. And what I think is cool is people are like, well, you're never going to find it. You're never going to find it. You're never going to find it if you don't go look. Joe's got to show a book, and this is going to be another one we're going to be discussing. The Templar mission to Oak Island and beyond. This actually reveals information on a treasure really close by to Gold Eagle and where he goes skiing. Thank you,
Ooh,
Bacchus, for sending that book to him. I hope I'm going to be get it in.
that's pretty sweet.
We do a book. Trav, you're going to have to do the Audible version. I'm sure mailing that sucker to Canada would be more than the book costs.
Oh, I'm sure I can find one up here.
Cranksters in Nebraska. You know, I went through Nebraska. Nebraska is a very long state to drive through. So we were coming across Iowa into Nebraska on our way to Colorado and drove through the entire length of Nebraska. And that was literally the most boring ride I've ever had in my life. But it was a 19-and-a-half-hour drive overall. On the way back, it was storming so bad that you couldn't even see 10 feet in front of you. I actually started following an RV because they were towing a car. And so they had double sets of taillights that I could try to follow through the storm. It was pretty cool. But yes, so if you guys know of any treasures that, like, I know, Marvin, you're a treasure hunter. What kind of treasures have you tried to find or researched to try to find? I've actively went and searched for one up by Prairie du Chien, Fort Crawford, up in Wisconsin. $80,000 back then. So $80,000 of pay to the soldiers was pulled from the fort in warning of an oncoming attack from the natives. So they said that they were ordered to take said treasure to the highest peak that you could see from the fort. And one thing I've noticed, wherever there's buried treasure or the potential for the treasure to be buried is some kind of state park, national park, or something along those lines where you can't really beep and dig, which is kind of bullshit if you ask me. But I have an idea still yet to this day where that treasure is. About the only gold in Nebraska is the corn. Truth. Like, it was pretty crazy. But I did start seeing oil rigs in Kansas, which I thought was pretty crazy. And natural gas pipelines and natural gas wells all the way through Kansas into Colorado. That was kind of fun. We put out a video on the lost Confederate gold train. I did do a short video on the lost Confederate gold train. That's something that I've been studying for a couple years. So when Richmond fell during the Civil War, Danville, Virginia became the capital of the South of the Confederacy for a short time before the end of the war. And a train of gold and silver of the Confederacy's all their money went from Richmond down to Danville to where the capital was. And Davis ordered said gold to then be hidden somewhere. Now, in my video, it says one rumor was that somewhere in the mountains near Asheville, North Carolina, they derailed the train and hid the gold somewhere. People in Virginia believe that the gold is hidden in Virginia. And it's rumored that very same gold is also in Georgia. So there's a lot of different myths when it comes to lost treasures, and you have to kind of weed through a bunch of different crap to try to get to the facts. With the second video I put out, which was Fort Defiance. Fort Defiance is just right here down the road. And Fort Defiance, again, same thing. But this time it was, so the Fort Defiance was the United States. And our enemy was them Brits. And the Brits were coming to attack Fort Defiance. And Colonel Isaac Shelby ordered the treasure to be taken and hid somewhere up in the mountains, because they had just had a huge battle and a lot of people were harmed in that battle. So, I mean, there's treasure out there everywhere. That's what I was going to say. But I know Hillbilly Samurai knows of some treasure down in our Kansas area.
Yep. Jesse James. Not my wife, the outlaw. Wait.
That's right.
That could
I see you got your hat on.
Yeah. That could still apply, though. My wife is somewhat of an outlaw. No, there's, believe it or not, I've got photos of Jesse James, Jesse and Frank, and even his mom. Remember, I married Jesse James. My wife's maiden name was Jessica Arlene James. So it's family. But yeah, they used to come down here when it would get hot, up just a little north of Batesville.
Yep.
And there's a lot of caves. As a matter of fact, the road's called Cave Creek Road. And the rumor is that they would hide out back there. Now, I say we being one of my neighbors, he found a Civil War musket in one of the caves, or pistol. I mean, I guess you could still call it a musket. It was black powder pistol from Civil War.
Yeah.
So they have corroborated that someone was in this area where those caves are. And there's like 20 something caves in about a 2-mile stretch. The largest one's maybe a 1/4 mile deep into the mountain. But rumor has it that they have stashes that they would bury down here and mark them with the Knights. Oh, what was that group they were in? Knights of the Golden Cross, wasn't it? KGC?
Yep.
So we've been going around looking for that or the JJ anchor. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
A lot of times he would mark their stuff with his initials, but he would do it like this. So if you see that carved into a bluff or something like that, start looking around, because that's the way he would mark when he would leave his treasures out different places. And most likely it's going to be like mason jars full of silver dollars.
Yep.
That's what most of them have been that they found. I've been researching this for years. I just haven't gotten down to finding locations to look. But I will tell you, I grew up about 3 miles off of Cave Creek Road. That's where my parents still live up there. So I'm going to be going up there and looking for some silver.
Jesse James, there's Jesse James treasures strewn throughout, or like legends and lore of him hiding treasure throughout Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Kansas,
there's a lot
Nebraska,
in Kansas.
Arkansas for sure. And it's crazy to think I've driven like some of these routes that he took on horseback. Not the same, obviously the horse, you can go anywhere the hell where you want, but still, it's a long ride in the car, let alone on a horse or hiking with a bunch of treasure. Now, as we all know, gold is dense, and a small piece of gold weighs a lot. And when you think about like how much one of them saddlebags would weigh, like Joe, a $20 double eagle back in 1850 was the same weight as a $20 double eagle now, basically, right? 1 ounce.
Yeah, more or less.
It's not it's not a whole
I can
ounce.
look it up, but it's big enough that it's going to have some weight to it for sure.
Let's say just for simple math, make it weigh an ounce. All
Yeah.
right, so if you're saying they had $80,000, divide that by 20. We got the rusty magnets in the house. Make sure you guys check out the rusty magnets. Clay and Jen are awesome people. I've been treasure hunting with Clay and Jen. We went and looked for some mobster silver. Jen and I just happened to do the same research, not knowing. And then one night we were backstage chatting about it, and we both knew about a missing treasure. And we're pretty sure someone had went and dug that treasure up because there was a penny from the 80s buried back there. And there was
Somebody beat you to it.
they put a bunch of bricks in to fill the hole. That's right. It was some Al Capone shit. We were looking for some Al Capone treasure up in the Wisconsin. But to be in the middle of nowhere along the river in a not friendly to walk zone, it's kind of insane. We got the Bone Dead Heathens in the house. Iron Antler Adventures. What's up, Beard and Risha?
But yeah, the Jesse James stuff is the only ones that I have researched personally.
I got it here, Jericho. I got a like an 1849 to 1866 $20 gold piece, weighed 516 grains.
All right, I'll do the math on that quick. That's 33.4362376 grams. So it's an ounce of gold.
A little more than an ounce.
A little more than an ounce. All right, so now let's do the math on it, Joe. So you got 80,000 in the gold divided by $20. That's 4,000 gold pieces at 0.0737. Why is it going to pounds? Hold on. Ounces. 1.17943 ounces. So figure that out, Joe.
What am I figuring? The amount of coins and the amount of ounces?
Well, there's 4,000 coins.
1.17 times 4,000.
Where's my phone?
Ziggy, what's 1.17 times 4,000?
1.17 times 4,000 is 4,680.
I went 1.179 and I got 4716.
4,680.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Ziggy, shut up.
Could you repeat your calculation?
Ziggy, stop.
All right, so 4,700 ounces, whatever. Okay, so just estimate it, rough balling it. Who cares? 4,700 ounces
Divided by 16.
Well, it would be 12 because there's 12 troy ounces per pound, right, Joe?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
393 pounds. $80,000 in gold was 393 pounds.
Basically 400 pounds.
Basically 400 pounds. Now, they'd have to have a pack mule to have that.
Couple of them.
A couple of them.
Couple of them.
Or
Jay Don't Play, welcome in, welcome
a good
in.
wagon.
Or a good wagon. But yeah, so anybody have any treasures out there that you...
Iron Antler, how you doing, man? Been a while.
Wisconsin people don't know nothing about math. You got Team Snail Trail in here. A bunch of people joined in. Jay Don't Play, welcome in, Jay. Jay does some of that magnet fishing stuff.
Jay magnet fishes?
Jay, so Iron Antler Adventures, magnet fishes.
I think I'm
he also
using
metal detects.
I think I'm using the wrong bait, wrong magnet, because I've been trying to catch some steelhead trout, and I can't get a one of them.
You got to put the hook on for that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm doing it wrong. Huh? What do you mean not in the Ozarks? There's wagons all over the place. They had little wheels on the left and big wheels on the right, so they can get around the mountain. Get it?
Weird little wagons.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, if you think about it, treasure is heavy. So I look at when I look at people saying, well, they had these guys carry this treasure. Yeah, guys back in the day were way stronger than people thought. But still, the weight of the treasure, 390 pounds, 400 pounds. They have to take this up and hide it and bury it somewhere.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not like you can say, hey, it's 400 pounds. That's not too heavy. Okay, cool. Carry it to Kansas for us, please.
Right. And that's why when I was looking at the Fort Crawford treasure, especially, take it to the highest peak. Well, it's the bluffs. So then they're going to have to travel by canoe 20 miles this way or 15 miles this way to get around and up the bluffs. My thought process is that they were hiding the treasure somewhere down at the bottom of the bluffs.
You know,
403's back.
I get to thinking that, you know, there's a lot of these, you know, treasure trains, and wagon trains that were full of treasure, and people burying it over here because they had this, that, and the other thing. You know, there's lots and lots of stories. How come we never hear of anybody finding anything?
We have. So the fella in Kentucky that just found two or three mason jars of gold coins from the 1700s, early 1800s, late 1700s. I'm not sure when his hoard was, but some of his coins, so they're an ounce coin. Well, some of those coins were actually going for $200,000-$300,000.
I can imagine.
Wow.
Because of the condition they'd be in.
Yep.
You ever go to treasureseeker.com?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, here, do you want this?
How credible is, or how do you know anything?
They got some good information.
Because I popped over here and looked, and there are currently listed on it 12 lost treasures here in Arkansas, and I just noticed one of them is probably within 40 miles of me, and I think it might be closer because I'm pretty sure I know where Cypress Bayou is. 400 feet from the forks of the White River and Cypress Bayou, there is $12,000 in gold coins buried somewhere in there. And then 10 miles north of Searcy, Arkansas, which is about 35 miles south of us, is John Boggs' lost treasure, $40,000 in gold and silver coin face value. So
another
I need to
website I
get
like
my
to
metal
use is
detector.
treasurenet.com.
treasurenet.com. I may compare
Yep.
those and see what they say. But the one that I would really like, at St. Joe's, Arkansas, there's a lost silver mine. How do you lose a damn mine?
So speaking of,
Well, the Dutchman
the
mine,
Lost
I know
Dutchman
that one.
mine,
Yeah.
there's a lot of mines that people didn't like. I give away locations where we're going to prospect and we find gold. But what I look at is if I'm going to find something big and I'm consistently finding big gold, I'm not giving that information away. And these old timers were even more hushed up than that. It's like trying to get somebody to give you their favorite fishing spot. Yeah, it's over there, down past the second creek, over by the other bridge, and then you take a right and a left and you go over here. They're not giving out that information.
No.
And
if they do,
3 of
it's
them working the mine.
wrong.
And most of it's wrong. And then a lot of the guys die. Like For instance, next week's video is about a miner that died, and that's why no one knows where his stuff is. He never told anybody. You didn't have to file claims back then like you do now, and
Well, the
the mine was lost.
reason I'm excited about the caves over there on Cave Creek Road, one of the ones listed on the Treasure Seeker is Jesse James $34,000 cache cave near Springdale, Arkansas. I mean, they were notorious they loved putting it in caves.
Yep.
And so with a string of caves down through there, I just know that there's got to be something in there.
Oh, for sure.
I just don't know if anybody's ever metal detected most of them.
I'd say people may have checked them out, but I highly doubt.
Right, because the guy that I know that was going through all these caves was basically sifting for arrowheads and axe heads and stuff. So that's how he found that pistol, was actually just looking for arrowheads up in the cave and sifting through. So I don't think he would have metal detected it.
Well, even then, you look at people, the metal detectors back in the day, like Joe's dad was a metal detectorist. And Joe used his dad's metal detector. Do you have it handy, or did you clean up and put it away?
No, I got it. It's over there.
Joe used his dad's metal detector. What was it, from the 70s?
He used it in the late 70s, early 80s, yeah.
And there's lots of native iron ore in them caves too. That's part of the problem with metal detecting. Unless you have the ability to go non-ferrous with your detector.
Yeah, I got a legend.
You're going to get a lot of hot rocks, lots of hot rocks. But Joe found a treasure with his dad's metal detector, and that I still think is awesome.
Yeah, and you should have videotaped it, Joe.
And you should have been videoing, Joe. I yelled at him. I did. Show him, Joe.
Yeah.
We're going to embarrass Joe. Show him, Joe. So we're down in an 1800s mine.
I was using I went there on the top. That was at the top of Vane Mountain down there in North Carolina. And I went, I brought my metal detector down to the Spring Dirt Fling, the metal detector that I got from that my father used to use, because I wanted to find something of significant value with using my father's metal detector. And this is what I found. This is a lock that was from I showed people down there in North Carolina at the Lucky Strike, and they researched it and found out that it was made in a Connecticut lock company in the early 1800s, around 1820 to 1830.
1818 to 1836.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he wasn't videoing. He's but he's metal detecting, and he's not getting any signals.
If he didn't video, it didn't happen.
He's not getting any signals. Nothing. There's no junk out there. There's no garbage. You're in the middle of nowhere.
There was.
And he found an awesome paper shotgun shell, and that lock, and he didn't video any of it. I yelled at him so much.
When I found the lock, I didn't know what it was. You couldn't tell what it was. It was just a big hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Until I brought it over to the sluice, and I rinsed off all the muck and stuff that was on there. Then you could tell what it was, and I still had to clean it up a whole bunch more in order to get it to looking like this.
Yeah.
I don't want to go any further with this, because that's it's still flaking off. I don't want to ruin it any more than it's already in a state like that.
Swamp Dog in the house. What's up, Swampy? All right, Jim said, where I grew up, rumor was that the old man who owned a local farm didn't trust banks and buried his money in mason jars around the farm. He died in the 70s, and people have hunted for it since. And that's the thing. A lot of people from Joe's age in the Depression era, they don't trust banks. They don't trust. Wham! Gotcha. But yeah, so for a lot of the people from the Depression era that were alive either during or right after, have a huge distrust for the banking system, and they were hiding money in the walls. Like if you go to an abandoned property, people are peeling up floorboards, they're pulling off baseboards, and looking behind walls because people were hiding money everywhere, other than the damn bank. They're putting it under mattresses, cutting holes and stuffing mattresses. And it's crazy to think these people died out in the country. I agree, me either.
No.
They died out in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, and their money's still there. That's, there's legends of that, even down here. The Union was getting ready to raid a farming and ranch area over near Marion, North Carolina. And according to lore, the oldest son took the jars of money that his mom had filled to go bury them and was shot running back to the farm because they thought he was a Union soldier. And he died saying he would never tell where he buried his treasure. Guess he shouldn't have been running with a gun. But, Travis, what treasures do you know about besides the next week's?
Oh man, there is so many up here of like just lost mines, lost bonanzas, because it's the gold rush up through BC up to the Yukon, right? So I've got lots of books, but there's just so many that's not coming to my head right now, other than the one that you're going to see next week. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any. Joe, do you got it?
They tried to do that here in New York with Geraldo Rivera. Oh, no, that was in Chicago that he did that. That's right.
Yeah, Chicago.
That was funny.
He tried to open Al Capone's safe, and it was empty. Yeah.
All right, Cranky, thanks for coming in. See you next week, brother.
See you, Cranky.
Yeah, so Travis is dying for me to teach him how to use Gemini. So I am a Terminator kid. I grew up with, them robots is going to kill us all. The robots is going to take over, man. I'm telling you. The way technology's going, shit's about to get weird. Well, Google Gemini is AI, and I've been utilizing AI to compile information and compile facts about things, and I use Google Scholar to verify these facts, and I'm quite impressed, actually, and I think...
Well, I want to show you what I did with AI today.
Hi, Kim.
I found out that on these phones, when you take your little stylus out...
Yeah.
I've never played around with the options, but one of the options was sketch to image. So I wanted to see, so I had done some others, and I did y'all can tell what that is, right?
No.
It's a windmill.
Yeah, it's a windmill. I just roughly sketched it out. Okay. And then I hit the generate button.
Later, Stacy.
And look what it made from it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
It takes whatever you sketch, and then it uses AI to give you 4 different versions of what you do.
Wow.
Wow.
So I've thought, let's just see how good this is, because I did this rough sketch of just a girl.
Hey, Joe, I got to go bear back.
You can tell that's not a very good sketch of a girl, right?
All right.
But what it did with it, get over there. Look at that.
Oh wow!
It's just almost beautiful, isn't it?
Holy crap! Look at that.
It
That's
just
wild.
takes whatever sketch. I did a city scene, rough, and it made that.
Wow.
I mean, and I know this doesn't have anything to do with treasure, but when you said AI, I thought I've got to do that. I even sketched out a little house for us to build, and it made us a little house.
There you go.
But anyway, I thought it was kind of interesting.
You know, it is really cool. See you later,
I
Dave.
Look, I even drew Jericho just to see what he'd make. Look at that! Isn't that beautiful? I forgot the beard. Oh man, I'm gonna have to redo it.
Yeah, if you have an Android service, all of them have a secret game. Open your settings menu, go to About Phone, look for the Android version, and tap on it 5 times quickly.
And what does that do?
It's got a secret game.
A secret game?
Yeah.
What version? The model name?
He meant Android device. So you go. So
I did on the About Phone.
Open your settings menu, go to About Phone, look for the Android version. That's the number where it says Android version.
Software information. Android version. There it is.
All right,
1,
now
2,
tap
3,
that.
4, 5. 1,
Am I the only
2,
one with
3,
an apple
4,
here?
5. It's not doing it. Oh,
It ain't
you
doing
just
it?
got to keep. Yeah, you just got to keep tapping
You
it,
found it?
and it did that.
And I'll play the game.
Well, I mean, that's all it's up.
I don't see no Android.
It don't do
version.
anything. There's nothing on here to click.
I don't see Android version.
It just says Android. Oh, click on software information down there.
So
Okay, about phone. Software information.
mine got a clock on it. Some kind of clock.
It says push and hold it.
Push
What?
and hold it.
Yeah, it starts to go faster. It's Star Wars.
Oh, it's Star Wars? Oh,
And
man.
then it vibrates.
Okay, yeah, it's vibrating.
And then you can play a game where you're flying a spaceship around.
Oh, what?
Altitude
I'm doing it right now.
7,000.
That's my little spaceship guy.
Well, mine's just sitting here now with. Oh, okay, it's moving.
Is this only on Android?
Only on Androids, yep.
It's bounce. I got something. Look here, that's bouncing on.
Yeah, that's bouncing on the center of the sun or whatever.
Oh, I crashed.
Yeah.
I guess I should be flying it or something, huh?
Mine has.
If you hold your thumb on the screen. Yep. Now, Joe, hold your thumb on it.
Oh, this is fun.
And what does it do?
Well,
It gives you a little ship to fly, Joe.
look at it.
Okay, and if you put your finger on here, that gives you your thrust, and then your direction is wherever you move your finger to outside the circle.
And it tells you your star. Mine is Monoceros Ultima, Class
Yeah.
B. Radius is
Marvin.
3344.
3344.
The mass is 5.87 E plus to the 10th power.
How do I
I-
zoom out and
I
in
agree,
and stuff?
Scrapyard. I agree.
Listen,
What?
you iPhones people.
Grown-ups have iPhones.
iPhones
No,
suck.
people that. Okay, there used to be this joke, and now I'm not. I never did like the joke, but did you ever see the joke that had the
Oh.
TV remote for women?
Then
and
I'm
it
going
only
to try
had
my
one
other
button?
Android device.
Because it was simpler. That's what the Apple phone is to the Android. It's for people that don't want all of the options and menus and stuff. They,
What is
Travis
it?
isn't impressed.
No, what is it?
Huh?
Mine's got the same version.
I just switched to Apple like last year,
How come I didn't get that?
and I miss it.
Just
I-
tap.
How come you
did
didn't
you
get
not
what,
tap
Joe?
the? Okay, Joe, watch this. Okay, pull down from the top and hit your settings.
Me either, Kim.
Okay, when it goes to settings, scroll all the way to the bottom and click About Phone. I'm trying to do it reversed.
Hold on.
Okay.
I can go to settings,
Okay,
go all the way to down, about phone, yeah.
right. And now scroll to the bottom of it and click Software Information.
All right.
Now that second one that says Android version,
Yeah.
just sit there and start tapping it real fast until it comes up.
This is what come up.
Yeah. Oh.
You got a clock.
Yeah, you got a different one. Okay, now hold your finger on the clock.
Hold your
Just hold
finger
it
on the
it.
clock.
I did.
And just hold it there.
It's moving. It
The
moved
clock-
when you.
The clock
Yeah,
moved.
the clock's moving.
Yeah, I can move it with my finger, but that's
You're
it.
gonna have to figure out what.
You gotta figure
Double
out
click it. Start. I don't know. Try different options on it.
Double tap the screen, Joe.
It's trying to get your youth back for you, Joe.
It don't do nothing. It just changes the time. Let me.
It's a time travel app.
Old people and technology. Joe, so what that did is it says, we know you don't like digital clocks. This will make you feel better. What it should have popped up was, what's that thing called that you put out in the yard for the rock with the rocks and this,
Sundial.
Sundial.
Ow! I crashed again. So
One of these days.
what are you supposed to do once you land?
Joe, what version of Android do you have? Reg will look it up. And if my iPad dies before I go in, I'll jump in on my other device.
4.1.
4.1.
Hey, once you land on that planet, you ought to try to hover above the planet. It's
You want to try to what?
quite Hoover.
Hoover.
That's a
Hoover.
vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, it sucks. Hoover over it. You know, when you're oh come on.
Samurai, you want to try to find me? I'm at position minus 19 or 100. Yeah, I'm going to position 0, 0.
0, 0. Okay.
Let's see if Samurai and I meet.
I'm here.
I'm on my way.
What, you guys can meet each other?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, Mary, I need an 18 or 19-year-old teenager.
I don't know what the hell's going. It started going crazy. All right, I don't see anybody here, but I am making loop-de-loops.
Okay, I'll be there in a second. I went looking for something else.
Okay.
All right, Kim.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, Kim.
She'll be there Friday for at least a month. Well, hopefully I get my package from Montana because that's what I'm waiting to go. I ain't got the gas to make a couple trips, so it's quite the haul round trip there.
What are you waiting for?
The package from Montana to come to give Miss Debbie all of her stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, so what'd you guys think of the premiere and the new treasure hunting informational videos? I don't know what the hell to call them. So the purpose of those videos, though, are if you know anything about said treasure, it's a thread. I'm creating threads for different treasures with videos.
yeah, I think that's cool. especially if people are like actively trying to search for them. That'd be cool.
All right, Joe, here's the info about your game. Task is to get the clock to stop at
Dang.
12.
Okay, I got to the 0 and it's got a big white thing in it.
You got to stop it at 12?
Yep.
So you got to turn the whole thing so many times to get it to 12.
See, I couldn't find that.
That's a boring game.
My guy's going way like the wrong way, I'm pretty sure.
That's at 0. I bet it's the sun and we found the center of the solar system. Oh, and if you leave it, you start rotating around the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't move it, but see, it goes around and now it'll start curving and go back the other way.
Well, it says I'm randomly colliding with people.
I beat the game.
Good
Nice.
job, Joe.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go in. I've had a long day at work.
All right, Trav. But yeah, so this was a quick stream just to shoot the breeze and find out what you guys thought about that. Should we keep doing them? We're gonna, because we've got so many treasures, and it's fun.
You like my new
Yeah,
hat?
they're awesome little videos.
Joe, you like my new hat?
Alaskan Assassin Adventures, welcome in.
We need to bring
You
back
going,
the
Alaska?
fedora.
I got to find my hat.
Joe lost all of the hats.
Oh,
Joe,
geez.
don't y'all think us guys need to start wearing fedoras again?
I like my ball cap.
Yeah, me too.
I like my little cabbie hat.
DB
Ugh.
says keep doing them, but I am
No.
getting rid of the AI.
Joe, I picture you in one of those visors, like the guys that take the bets.
the green tape
Yeah,
visors.
Right,
The poker-
with, and
the poker
with your
hats.
head sticking, up. No, just
Yeah, like the one all the dogs were wearing on that one dogs playing cards painting.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
sitting around playing poker. Yeah.
I mean, don't
Yeah.
you think that? I mean, Joe would he'd be styling in that.
But yeah, so next week's video is gonna sound like this. There'll be no AI, it'll just be this guy
there you go.
doing my ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right, Travis,
Nice.
hold on.
What?
We got one for you. Says your iPhone does have secret functions. Just search up the version and device you have and put in secrets. You will be amazed what devices have these days.
Oh, my device.
He
and
put the
secret.
link in chat. So you put
Okay.
in yep.
Let's see.
But all right, YouTube, I'm gonna play the intro for the other intro. Oh shit, I forgot to give her that. Play the other intro or outro, whatever. And then we're gonna jump backstage. So if anybody wants to join us backstage, we ain't gonna be back there very long. Well, some of us won't be. Gold Eagle has to go to the dentist at the ass cracker early as Cheese It tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to get my beauty sleep tonight.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to
Yeah.
smash that thumbs up no matter what. If you're here with me or with Joe or on Facebook, smash
Later.
that thumbs up. Later, everybody.